In the palm of your hand lies a small, unassuming coin. At first glance, it looks ordinary, just another piece of currency that once passed through markets, jeepney fares, and daily transactions in the Philippines. But look closer. Etched into this 1 peso coin from 1974 is not just a face, but a nation's soul. This is the José Rizal 1 peso coin, a silent storyteller of resistance, identity, sacrifice, and national pride. Today, we uncover the full story behind the 1974 Philippines 1 peso coin featuring Dr. José Rizal, exploring its history, design, political context, and why it still matters to collectors and Filipinos around the world. A nation remembered through coinage. Coins have always been more than money. They are political statements, cultural symbols, and historical records stamped in metal. In the Philippines, coinage has long reflected the country's changing identity, from Spanish colonial rule to American governance, Japanese occupation, and finally, independence. By the 1970s, the Philippines was deep into a period of self-definition. The country had been independent for nearly 3 decades, yet it was still grappling with political uncertainty, economic challenges, and the question of national identity. Against this backdrop, the Banco Central in Pilipinas issued the 1 peso coin series, choosing to feature one man above all others, Dr. José Rizal. Who was José Rizal? To understand this coin, we must understand the man. José Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso. Rionda was born on June 19, 1861, in Calamba, Laguna. He was a polymath, novelist, poet, ophthalmologist, linguist, and revolutionary thinker. But Rizal was not a revolutionary in the traditional sense. He did not lead armed rebellions or command armies. Instead, he fought with ideas. His novels, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, expose the corruption, abuse, and hypocrisy of Spanish colonial rule. These books ignited Filipino nationalism and awakened a sense of unity among the people. Rizal believed that education, reform, and peaceful resistance were the keys to liberation. This belief ultimately cost him his life. On December 30, 1896, he was executed by firing squad in Bagumbayan, now known as Luneta Park. His death transformed him into a martyr and the moral compass of the Filipino nation. Why Rizal on the 1 peso coin? By placing José Rizal on the 1 peso coin, the Philippine government made a powerful statement. This was not just about honoring a hero. It was about embedding national values into everyday life. The 1 peso denomination was widely used. It passed through countless hands daily: students, workers, vendors, and families. Every transaction became a quiet reminder of Rizal's ideals, education, integrity, and love of country. In 1974, this symbolism was especially important. The political climate of 1974. The year 1974 fell under the rule of President Ferdinand Marcos, during the era of martial law, declared in 1972. It was a time of strict governance, political suppression, and controlled expression. In such times, symbols matter. Featuring José Rizal, a figure associated with intellectual resistance and moral courage, was a careful choice. Rizal was a safe hero, universally respected, non-violent, and deeply rooted in Filipino identity. His presence on the coin projected unity, patriotism, and continuity, even during political tension. Physical specifications of the 1974 1 peso coin. Let's take a closer look at the coin itself. The 1974 1 peso coin was part of the Filipino series and had the following characteristics: a metal composition, copper nickel, a diameter, approximately 28 millimeters, a weight, around 8 grams, a edge, reeded, a minting authority, Banco Central in Pilipinas. It was designed for durability, strong enough to endure daily circulation, yet refined enough to carry national symbolism. Obverse design, the face of a nation. On the obverse side of the coin, we see the left-facing portrait of Dr. José Rizal. His expression is calm, thoughtful, and dignified. There is no dramatic emotion here, no anger, no triumph, just quiet resolve. This portrayal reflects how the nation chooses to remember him. not as a warrior, but as a thinker. Surrounding the portrait are the inscriptions. Republica in Pilipinas. José Rizal. These words anchor the coin in national identity. Rizal is not presented as a distant historical figure. He is presented as a citizen, a Filipino, a symbol of the republic itself. Reverse design, value and authority. Flip the coin, and you'll find the reverse side, simple, direct, and authoritative. At the center is the denomination, 1 Piso. Below it, the year of minting, 1974. The clean layout emphasizes function and trust. This is money. It has value. It is backed by the state. In many ways. The reverse side balances the emotional symbolism of Rizal on the obverse. Together, they unite heart and economy, identity and utility, minting and circulation. The 1974 1 Piso coin was minted in large quantities to meet the demands of daily commerce. It circulated widely across the Philippines, from urban centers to rural provinces. For many Filipinos, this coin became part of daily life, a use to buy snacks after school, a given as change in sari-sari stores, a saved in jars and wallets, a passed between generations. It wasn't rare at the time, but rarity isn't what gives a coin meaning. A coin that witnessed everyday history. Imagine the stories this coin could tell. It may have paid for jeepney rides in Manila, or rice in a provincial market. It may have rested in the pocket of a farmer, a student, or a factory worker. It existed during a time of political uncertainty, economic challenges, and social change. While leaders made speeches and governments shifted policies, this coin remained constant, quietly circulating, quietly reminding people of Rizal's ideals. Changes over time. As the years passed, newer coin series were introduced. Designs evolved. Materials changed. Eventually, the 1974 1 Piso coin faded from circulation. Some were lost. Some were melted. Some were forgotten. But many survived, kept in drawers, collections, and memory boxes. Today, finding one in good condition feels like holding a fragment of the past. Collector value today. So, what is the value of the 1974 José Rizal 1 Piso coin today? In most cases, this coin is not extremely rare. Its value depends heavily on condition. A heavily circulated, modest value, often close to face value or slightly above. A fine to very fine condition, more desirable to collectors. A uncirculated or mint condition can fetch higher prices, especially among specialized collectors. However, its true value lies in historical significance, not just monetary worth. Collectors seek it because it represents era-specific political era, era-classic design, era-timeless national hero. Why this coin still matters. In an age of digital payments, mobile wallets, and cashless transactions, coins like this remind us of something tangible. This 1 Piso coin is a lesson in history you can hold. It tells us that ideas can change nations, that heroes don't always carry weapons, that identity can be preserved in the smallest objects. José Rizal once wrote that the youth is the hope of the nation. By placing his image on a coin used by everyone, from children to elders, Philippines made that hope part of everyday life. Rizal beyond the coin. Rizal's influence extends far beyond currency. His name is found in streets and schools, monuments and holidays, literature and education. But the coin is unique. It enters homes quietly. It becomes personal. Unlike statues or textbooks, coins are touched, exchanged, and carried. They become part of lived experience. Final thoughts. The 1974 Philippines 1 Piso José Rizal coin is more than a collectible. It is a symbol of continuity, connecting past ideals to present lives. It reminds us that freedom begins with awareness, that patriotism is rooted in knowledge, and that even the smallest objects can carry the weight of a nation's history. So the next time you see an old Philippine coin, pause for a moment. Look at the face. Read the year. Feel the metal. Because sometimes, history doesn't shout. Sometimes, it whispers from the palm of your hand.